Hi, so my name's Katie. I am the founder of Hope Valley Wellbeing. I offer personal life coaching and also in the advanced stages of my training in transactional analysis psychotherapy. Today I thought I would share with you the process of how I came to be here in front of this camera making this video today. I've recently set up my website and I received some feedback from a friend who said, he loved my website. He thought that it was really vibrant and he was really impressed with it. However, he had noticed a number of typos and errors on my pages. So that brought me to being here today and telling kind of my story about my dyslexia. I've grown up with dyslexia. I've always known in a way that I've had it, but I didn't actually get it formally tested until I was in my last year at uni, and I was at uni for 5 years. So during the course of my education and my essay writing and assignments, I developed a number of coping strategies to try and manage it. For those of you who suffer from dyslexia yourself, I'm sure you've developed your own ways to manage this. So I would do things like, obviously I'd always use Word for my word processing. Spell check became my best friend. Although at times I have made words into words, with real words that actually are the incorrect words, which can make quite an interesting read at times. I would also often ask people to proofread my work. If I ever had any deadlines, I always made sure that my deadlines were done. I had my work completed, in plenty of time, so that I had plenty of time to proofread my work and reread it over and over again, in hope of catching any grammatical errors or spelling mistakes. And more recently, I discovered that I could actually get my computer to dictate my work back to me, which I found really, really helpful. And gosh, I wish I'd had that when I was at university, because it would have made life much easier. But often I can hear if I've made any errors in my work, but I can't always visually see that. So that's really how I've been managing my dyslexia over the years. At times it's been difficult. But we kind of have to roll with it. I can't do much about it. I don't notice these things, and unfortunately, that's just the way I am. So recently, I received this feedback from my friend, and he said, that there'd been all these errors, and I was quite disheartened. Really, I had worked really hard on my website. I had read it over and over and over again before putting the content out because I was aware of the errors that I made, and asked a couple of people to read through it. Before I even published it. So to hear that there was quite a lot of errors was quite disheartening, really. And at first he said he'd started to make corrections, and then he'd noticed that there was actually quite a lot of errors in my work. And so he thought that maybe I'd left them in on purpose, that I wanted to give the impression of being really, really busy, and my heart and my passion was in my work and not in my writing, which is true. My heart and my passion is in my work and not in my writing. I'm not a writer. I don't pretend to be. That's not my strong point. But at the same time, that's not really what I wanted to portray in my website. I didn't want it to be full of errors. I didn't want people to think that I hadn't spent the time and made the effort to make sure that these errors weren't on my site. So I was quite taken aback. Not something that you really want to hear when you've worked really hard on something, but he kindly went through it and he emailed me and highlighted any errors that he thought he'd noticed on the site so that I could make those changes. And that got me thinking a little bit more. Having recently set up my website and started this new business and started advertising for it, it's all very new to me. I've no experience in marketing and advertising. That's not my background. It's not my passion. It's not my forte. But at the same time, setting up a new business, there is an element of advertising. There is an element of, well, for me, I want to connect with people. All right, I want to share with people my passion, my interests, and one of the ways that I thought I could do that was through writing a blog. So about 2 months ago, I started writing a blog. And I've struggled with it over the last couple of months. It's not been easy. I haven't had any problems in thinking about content or kind of knowing what I want to write about and feeling passionate about it and excited about it. But where I've really struggled is actually putting that excitement, putting that passion, putting all those thoughts and all the information that I want to get out to you down on paper. It just does not come naturally to me. Sometimes I just can't feel like I get the words out of my mouth. They're all jumbled, and trying to get them down on paper, I feel like I can't portray myself properly. So I thought I would take it back to basics, okay, use some of my own coaching skills and really break it down. So for me it was, okay, so what was the reasoning behind, writing the blog? Okay, why did I decide that, I was going to take the time out to do that? And the answer to that question was I wanted to connect with people. I wanted to let people know who I am, where I am, how I can, how I might be able to support people, how I might be able to help them. It was to make people aware that I'm here. I'm here to help. Should you want that support, please contact me. So that was the reasoning behind my decision to blog. So I thought, okay, so that's the reasoning behind it. The reality is, at the moment, I'm finding blogging quite hard, very time consuming, just because it takes me so long to kind of get my words out, get it down on paper. By the time I've proofread it, something that might only be like a blog that might only read for 3-4 minutes actually might take me the good majority of half a day to construct, to get down on paper to a point that I feel happy to post it, put it out there. This is me. So I thought, okay, so I'm finding this really difficult. I'm managing, I'm doing okay, but what other opportunities do I have to do that? How else can I get myself out there? How else can I connect with people? What opportunities are there? What resources do I have that would allow me to connect with people, allow me to get, put myself out there, that maybe I haven't considered or that I'm not doing, that might be more enjoyable, less stressful, and actually portray me in a better light. So actually be able to connect with people directly. And I mean, I'm someone that I connect much better verbally. All right, I am much better on a one-to-one. I find it much easier to put myself across by talking other than by writing. So, I thought, well, what better way to do that than actually do it? Why am I there writing this blog and making it really difficult for myself when actually, there are other options that are available to me and that I can explore. I can look at networking, and I thought, hey, why don't I try a video? Talk to people, tell people about myself. I often find things can get so, what's the right way to describe it? Lost in translation when things are written down. How many times have people received text messages or emails and wondered what tone of voice is that in? Have you misinterpreted what's been said just by the use of the language that's been written down? But by communicating verbally, it's much, much easier, or I at least find it much, much easier to get a better idea of what someone's trying to get across to me, what someone's saying to me, whether they are passionate about something, whether it's something that they really, they're really interested in. So I thought, okay, I could try that out. I could try, doing this verbally, and that brought me to be sat here in front of you. I have my camera on, and I'm giving it a shot. I'm trying it out. And so far, it's been okay. It's been different. Not something that I've done before. But you know what? Much easier than if I tried to sit down and write all this down on paper. So I guess what I'm trying to get across to you through this blog is that we all have options. We are all so resourceful. Sometimes that we can get stuck in a stuck behaviour that actually isn't particularly helpful for us, or that sometimes we're just actually making life more difficult. But if we can take that step back, look at the bigger picture, look about what we're trying to achieve, and find other ways of doing that, then, sometimes you might find something that is actually much more suited to you, much more built to your strengths, and makes you able to enjoy something and be more appreciative of what's going on. So, that's me. Here is my first vlog, as I think they're known. And if you're feeling stuck and feel like you're stuck in a repeated pattern or behaviour, and feel like you'd like some support with that, then please contact me. Coaching can be really, really helpful in these situations. and something that I've been really struggling with and battling with for a couple of months, just by taking that step back, reflecting on it, looking at how else I could do it, using what resources I have, I might have made that process for myself much easier and much more enjoyable. So please feel to contact me. Thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll meet again soon. Thanks. Bye.